Hello guys, welcome. Today we are hosting a summer brunch. I've wanted to do a monthly brunch series for a while now where each brunch is centered around a different piece of seasonal produce. I feel like that would be really fun. Like every item on the menu has that produce featured in it some way, somehow. If this is fun, I feel like it's something I could do on like a monthly basis, but we're gonna see how it goes first. We're doing a little play on words. We're doing cherries and cherry tomatoes, but I'm hosting brunch tomorrow at 11 a.m. It is currently Saturday, 1 p.m., so I have less than 24 hours, which honestly, it wouldn't be that bad except for the fact that I do have dinner tonight for my sister-in-law's sister bachelorette party. So I need to leave here at like 5:30. So I need to get everything done before then. I think we should just get straight into the menu. So this is what the menu looks like. I'm very, very excited about it. I feel really good about each individual item. So the base or the main is going to be whipped basil tofu ricotta on sourdough with roasted cherry tomatoes. And I feel like this is something that it's vegan friendly. Everything on the menu is vegan friendly, but people who aren't vegan also really, really like it. So I'm gonna prep the tofu basil ricotta today in a little bit. And then for a side, we're gonna do roasted cherry tomatoes and baby potatoes. I have the baby potatoes soaking in cold water just to remove some of the starchiness. And then I'll probably bake those. We'll definitely bake those fresh tomorrow morning. And then for sweets, we're doing cherry scones with a lemon basil glaze. And I think I might add some cherry syrup to the glaze as well to give it just like a really nice color. And we're gonna prep the scone dough today. And then again, bake those fresh tomorrow. And then we're gonna do homemade chocolate chunk ice cream with cherries. I actually haven't decided yet how I'm gonna incorporate the cherries, but they'll be in there somewhere. And then so we're gonna prep the ice cream base today as well. And then I'll churn it fresh tomorrow and add the cherries in tomorrow too. And then for drinks, we're doing a sparkling lemonade with cherry syrup. And I'm going to prep the cherry syrup today, but then I'll do the lemonade tomorrow. And then I also wanna make everyone little like cherry syrup and like mini little mason jars to take home with them. So I'm gonna prep that today as well. I think that's everything. I also need to do the sourdough. I need to prep that today and then bake it fresh tomorrow. That's the only thing I think I'm feeling a little worried about because my sourdough, I was doing really well for a while there and then it kind of came to a halt because I took a long break, accidentally threw out my sourdough starter. I've restarted it and every loaf has turned out like edible, but not perfect. So I'm hoping this is finally the time that I get back into making like some really good loaves. Worst case scenario, I can always run to Whole Foods tomorrow morning and pick up a fresh loaf, but hopefully it'll turn out. But prep-wise, I think that's everything that needs to get done today. I do already have the cashews that have been soaking for a while. I did go grocery shopping this morning. As I mentioned, I have the potatoes soaking in the fridge, and then the sourdough starter is rising in the oven. So I think we're ready to go ahead and get started on the first item. I don't know if this is crazy, but anytime before I cook in my kitchen, I need to clean my kitchen before I can cook in it. So I'm gonna do some of the dishes from this morning for breakfast, put those away. I think we're gonna go ahead and get started on the cherry syrup first, and then while that simmers, I'm gonna make the scone dough. I think that's my plan. Okay, while that's simmering, I'm going to get out the little containers for the cherry syrup. So I have a bunch of these, like almost like mini mason jars. So I'm gonna put the cherry syrup for people to take in these. That literally made the exact perfect amount, which I was not expecting. I was hoping I'd make a little bit extra so I could try some now, but honestly, I love when things just make the perfect amount. Makes me happy. And then I went to a scrapbooking swap a couple of weeks ago and look what I picked up. That was before I even knew I was gonna host this, but it's perfect for tying around the little mason jars. I thought there was so much more on here. There's enough to do like one more ribbon. So we're gonna mix and match. We're gonna do a couple different types of ribbons because I fully thought this was like a whole roll. But yeah, It's definitely the end of the roll.
I don't know if I can find my way out.
I really like to grate in my butter for scones to create a nice flaky texture. And I have the cutest mini little grater. So that's what I'm gonna use to do this.
I'm stuck in a prison of doubt. In this torsion, and everything is growing up. There's no room to nobody is watching at night.
Okay, I'm going through my checklist to see what I have left, but so far we've made the scone dough, made the cherry syrup, so I still need to make the ice cream base and make the ricotta, as well as print the menus. Oh, and the sourdough. I keep forgetting about the sourdough because the starter is still rising. I did just put it outside and it's a lot hotter outside, so I'm hoping it goes a little bit faster now because it's been taking a little bit longer than I thought it would. But other than that, I feel like we're doing pretty good. Okay, I just printed out the menus and they look so cute. I'm going to cut them out now, which I feel like this would go a lot better if I had like an actual paper cutter. In kindergarten, I was so bad at cutting that they had to send me home with a packet to practice on, and I clearly have not improved. You can tell. Maybe I'll just do a little bulk cutting. Cut them all to the same size. Oh, no, that was a bad idea. I shouldn't have done that. I just took like a chunk off. I just made them all uneven. I gotta fix it. All right, that is as good as it's getting, and we're stopping because I don't trust myself. Anyways, we've got the menus. They're looking a little wonky, but you know what? We're not doing anything else to them. Okay, we're gonna get started with the ice cream, but I had to show you really quick. Look at this chocolate bar from Trader Joe's. This is the dark chocolate bar, and I think it's $9, but it's huge. It's really thick too, and it'll last so long, but it's really, really good. I think it's good quality. It tastes amazing. So I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna melt down some of the chocolate and use this to make the ice cream like extra chocolatey, and then also use some cocoa powder.
Anyway, baby, just name the time.
I'm going to pop this into the fridge now. Okay, remember when I was like, wow, that cherry syrup made the perfect amount. How convenient. I forgot that I was also going to use it in the lemonade. I think my plan is to take the cherries, the lemon juice, and sugar and maybe blend that together and then strain it, or maybe not strain it, depending on the texture. But then pour that over the sparkling water, maybe. I'm gonna do it tomorrow though. Guys, I feel like I really could have benefited from a cherry pitter, but that's okay. I still haven't decided how I want to incorporate the cherries into the ice cream. I don't know if I should just do chopped fresh cherries, if I should make a cherry jam and then swirl that in. I need to figure that out. But in the meantime, I'm gonna make the tofu ricotta. That's like the last big thing on the list other than the sourdough. And then after that, I'll kind of be done. It is 4 p.m. and I do need to leave here at 5:30.
checking my maps, heading a stack, keep it intact. Do me a favor, girl. Can you keep it warm for me, keep it on for me like a shower? I need it to run for me, hold it down till I'm pulling up. I finally made it, girl. And I'm at the door, see you walking up to me, and you got something that's showing what's underneath. Still, you expect me to make it do pleasantries, baby, I'm yours. Love what you got on, but
You know, when you're like, oh, I'm doing so good on time, like I have plenty of time, everything's going great, and then all of a sudden you look at the clock and you're like, how did that happen? That's me right now. I don't know when it became 5 p.m., but, well, it's 4:45. So I've got 45 minutes until I need to leave, but I also need to get ready and feed Bear. But we finished the tofu ricotta. The sourdough, I'm not feeling good about her. She's outside right now because I'm doing the auto lease, I think is what it's called, which almost always takes me an hour. In my cookbook I usually follow, it says 30 minutes and it never takes like under an hour for me, but I thought maybe if it's outside it'd speed it up, but I don't know. I'm counting on that Whole Foods run in the morning, honestly. This is the current state of the fridge. We have the potatoes soaking, we've got the tofu ricotta, extra tofu ricotta, the scone dough, we've got the chocolate ice cream, and then the cherry syrup, as well as somewhere, oh, in the back there are the cherries that were used in the cherry syrup, but then were left over. But I think what I'm gonna do right now is take 15 minutes, maybe, and chop up as many cherries as I can, and then make a compote out of it to add into the ice cream. I feel like then basically the whole ice cream will be ready other than churning, and I'll feel good about that. Okay, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. But I just did a tablespoon of agave, a teaspoon of vanilla, and then the half cup of cherries. But then when I added in the cherries, it did not look like as much as I thought it would be. So I also added in the remaining cherries from the syrup when I made that earlier, which I did say I was saving that for the lemonade, but honestly, I feel like this amount looks much better for the ice cream than if it was just a half cup, honestly. That's good. Okay, the apron is coming off, so we are officially done for the day. Well, actually, that's not true. I still have to keep an eye on the sourdough, and then I'll place it in the fridge tonight. But for now, I have 20 minutes to feed Bear and get dressed and do my makeup and do my hair and then go. But I will see you guys tomorrow for the day of prep and the actual brunch. Okay, good morning. It is currently 7:45 a.m., which means I have like 3 hours until brunch. We've got a lot to get done. I was going to get up at 6:30 a.m., but I went to bed so late last night. I went to bed at 1 a.m. because my sourdough would not proof. It just kept staying in like the bulk fermentation stage, and it was not showing any signs of making that much progress. I still think she's underproofed. We'll find out when we bake her soon, but worst case scenario, I'll be running to Whole Foods. Most likely case scenario, I'll be running to Whole Foods. We'll see what happens. That threw me off a little bit, so it got up way later than I expected, so we have a lot to get done. I feel like it also wouldn't be as bad if I knew what I was gonna wear or how I was gonna set the table. Still gotta figure out those things too. So we have a busy morning. This is the to-do list for this morning. So I need to bake the sourdough and churn the ice cream first, and then make the lemonade, then roast the potatoes and tomatoes, bake the scones and make the scone glaze, and then set the table, get ready, and get dressed, and then we'll be good to go. I don't think I'm forgetting anything else. And like plate everything, make it look pretty. First up, I'm gonna churn the ice cream and then also bake the sourdough. We've got the ice cream maker. After I churn the ice cream, it does have to set for like 2-ish hours, so that's why we're churning it nice and early. Okay, we've run into our first issue. The ice cream consistency is like a little too thick for my ice cream maker. Look at that texture. It is like the perfect chocolate mousse right now. I so badly want to just take a bite. I feel like maybe I should just put it in there and see what happens. The ice cream is, I don't know if I would say it's fully churned, but I'm gonna pop it in the freezer. I think this would have worked honestly fine as a no churn ice cream. I'm glad I churned it a little bit just to get a little bit of like air in there, but I'm going to pop it in here. The consistency of this does not make it easy to get off of things, I will say that, but it tastes so good, so it makes up for that. We're all gonna cross our fingers that she turns out acceptable. Just checked on the sourdough. Honestly, I'm not really sure, but we'll take a look in a bit. We've got the ice cream in the container. I do need to mix in the cherry compote, but I think I might top the ice cream with the cherry compote instead, which I know is it's not exactly what I said on the menu, but we're making a few game day decisions here. So now it's time to make the lemonade. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do for the lemonade is blend together some frozen cherries, freshly squeezed lemon juice, and then some sugar. Blend it, strain it, put it in a jar, and then I'll add the sparkling water. Okay, I just took the sourdough out of the oven. I'm not feeling great about it. She's definitely a little flat, she's a little dense. I feel like I might be making a stop at Whole Foods. Maybe I should have just picked up a loaf anyways and then had it as backup instead of having to run there last minute. Now that I'm saying that out loud, that probably would have made more sense. And I feel like I won't know still until I cut into it. So we're gonna set that aside. Future problem. And by future problem, I mean like an hour and a half. Oh, okay. Okay, I just made the sparkling cherry lemonade and honestly it tastes perfect. I'm very happy with that. I didn't make that much though, so might need to make more later on. But I don't know, when is later on? There's no later on. But I might need to make more as the brunch is happening, but I will figure that out then because I need to get the potatoes and the tomatoes in the oven.
Don't know if I can find my way I'm stuck in a prison now.
Okay, I have an hour left and I need to set the table, figure out how I'm gonna set the table, get ready, bake the scones. I did start the scone glaze, so I just juiced some lemons and then added some basil to the lemon juice and actually just microwave that for like 10 seconds just to help speed up the process of infusing it with the basil flavor. And let that sit for about 20 minutes, and then I just removed the basil a few moments ago. So I do still need to add the powdered sugar and maybe a little bit of cherry juice. And then the potatoes and the tomatoes are in the oven.
Checking my maps, heading a stack, keep it intact, do me a favor, girl. Can you keep it warm for me, keep it on for me like a shower, I needed to run for me, hold it down till I'm pulling up, I finally made it, girl. And I'm at the door, see you walking out to the lane, you got something that's showing what's underneath, still you expect me to make it do pleasure trees, baby, I'm yours. Love what you got, I don't want it all for you.
Okay, so we are doing kind of like a mismatched table vibe. Honestly, I think it's kind of cute, so it was a little bit intentional at least. I did think I had 6 of these, but I have 5. So one of those is not quite like the others, but that's okay. And then I have 4 of each of these, but I'm gonna do 4 of these and then 2 of these. So the 2 heads of the table are gonna be a little bit different than the 4 in the middle, and I feel like that's fine. And then I have these bowls, which I think are really cute. We've got 6 of these, so that's nice. And then I've got 4 like smaller plates that are gonna go in the middle, and then 2 bigger plates that are gonna go at the end. Again, it's a little mismatched, but you know what? It'll be fine. I'm happy with how the table looks. I think it turned out really cute. I just realized I do still need to put silverware out there, but all in all, I think it looks good. I do need to put the cherry syrup out too before people start coming, but right now I need to get ready, and then I think I'm gonna take the tomatoes out in like 10-ish minutes, and then I'll pop the scones in. And the last thing on the list is the glaze for the scones, which I feel like I can whip up pretty quickly. But I need to get ready because I gotta look cute, obviously, and I don't know what I'm wearing, so I need to figure that out. Mostly everyone's here. We're waiting for one more person, but scones are still in the oven. The glaze is made. I'm trying to think what else. The sourdough turned out. Thank you, sourdough gods. I just finished the tomatoes and potatoes, so I think we're good to go. I've got flowers to last me so long. So sweet. Thank you guys so much for joining, and I'll input some clips of everything here.
I told him it was gonna be